Five Nights at Wario's Origins is pretty cool. Okay, seriously, Five Nights at Wario's Origins is probably my favorite game in the series. And a lot of it is because of how unique it is. Like the third game, it's very different and is like a breath of fresh air. Like the third game, you go into different rooms, but instead of going into different rooms each night, you go into different rooms during the night. And it just makes it really cool. And there's actually a reason to go into the different rooms. One of the rooms has a mushroom in it that makes you invisible, so you can go to a room with a weird ghost Wario that'll kill you otherwise. You also have a room with a generator that you have to fix during the night, so you'll have to run around the building throughout the night. And it gives it a bit more strategy to an already strategic game. And if I'm being honest, that's probably my favorite part of the game. But that's still not all to the game. Between nights, there are cutscenes that show you a bit of stuff that happened in the past. Like Wario turning people into his minions or something. I don't really know the lore of this game. But what I do know is that Yo Mama's fat. But what I do know is that these cutscenes are pretty interesting. But that's still not it for the game, since the music in this game is also really good. Music is something I literally never talk about since it's not a huge important thing to talk about. But the music, especially in this game, is actually really good. Songs like the main theme, Power Out, Power Back, and a few others are not just consciously or subconsciously telling you the themes of the game, but are also just good to listen to. That's something that's kind of rare to have in most FNAF games. It's an atmospheric, kind of spooky song playing in the background that's good, but something that you wouldn't listen to on your own time, you know? But a lot of songs in this game is something that I would listen to if I wanted. And that's not even it, since we still have the 2.0 version of the game that adds way more. Which, now that all the games have been 2.0'd, I'll be talking about all of them next time. But there's still one more thing that I want to talk about with this game, and it's the final night. After all the nights you've been through, for the final night, you're back at the beginning. Wario's fast food factory, where you were in the first game, and fighting against someone in the Wario Man costume. And this is a weird thing for me, since on one hand, I think it's really cool to be back at the first game and fending off from a new enemy, but on the other hand, this is one of the most difficult nights in the whole series of games. How the guy in the Wario Man costume works isn't the most difficult part about him. It's how fast he goes. If he's at your door and if you don't close it in maybe 4 or 5 seconds, then you're dead. There's almost no room for error. But if I'm being totally honest, that's mainly it for my gripes with the game. Most of this game is really, really good in my opinion. Like I said, it's probably my favorite game in the series, and when you're dealing with some of the best FNAF fan games like these games, you know I don't say that lightly. And this series has been one of the first and biggest series on my channel, so this series has a bit of sentimental value to me, and I'm always really happy when I get to talk about it. So I have to thank this series and thank you guys for going through this with me and dealing with all the abrupt endings.